to be here. So we have at least 500, and we
Well,
have
that works.
people are just flowing in here. So you want to chat with Tim?
Hi, how are
How
you?
are you, Jeff?
Doing okay. My dad's here too.
Oh, good. I was hoping that he would be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Have you been?
I'm well, thanks. Yeah, been busy. And thank you for all that you've done. Honestly, I thank you seems inadequate.
No, you're
Really.
welcome. Here, I'm lean in. You can say.
I'm
Hi.
telling you, your mother's smiling.
Hi. There's my dad.
Oh, hi, Sam. How are you?
Okay,
Good.
somebody coming today to pick up all these sheets?
No, actually, Becky was going to make arrangements to have them. She was going to bring them
Oh,
to
really?
our office on Friday.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That's good.
Or else, was there a lot? Is there a lot of stuff?
There is,
If not,
there,
it's good for
there
you.
will be.
Okay, well, she called me. I mean, I just found out about the service, and I have people in town, so I
Oh,
wasn't able to make it on site. But she called me and said that she's was going to put everything in her car, I guess, that wasn't delivered already to the office. Some people, she suggested that some people just have their linens sent from wherever they ordered them,
uh-huh.
but I don't know. You know,
She'll have, she'll have
pardon?
a whole load to bring over there.
Oh, I hope she can do it. Yeah, it's
Oh,
all set for next Friday
yeah,
at,
okay.
at
Whatever.
10 a.m. But
Okay.
how are you feeling, Sam?
I'm hanging in there. That's all you can do. Yeah.
You look well.
I tried. Yeah. Okay. Well,
That's great. Well, I can tell you that Fran is smiling down on all of us today.
I know it's pouring like crazy outside. It's raining like hell.
Oh, it's just sprinkling over here.
Oh, it's raining down here pretty hard a little bit.
Well, maybe that's a little message from her.
I think so. She's saying, I wish I was here.
Yeah, she's here stirring up some stuff.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, we'll speak to you. We'll speak to you
Yeah,
again soon. All
yeah, it's
right.
very good to see you, Sam. Stay well.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
2 minutes. Art and other accoutrements for the service. Yeah. Huh? Should be. You recovered? You're recovered? Me? Yeah, yeah.
As well as I could be. No, I am. I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
So was Paula. Yeah,
Good.
I handed off my cold to Paula because I was tired of it. She did.
Good job, that's good job. Oh, the sharks are back.
Second. Welcome back.
World travelers.
Christmas Wanderlust.
Wow, I thought I was afraid there wouldn't be any because of the rain, and now look at they're all washing in.
Yeah. How about that?
You don't need to go home. I know.
All right, if you have not yet put on a talit, please rise and we'll say the bracha together. So only if you're going to wear a talit, please rise and let's say the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'hinatev b'tzitzit. And please be seated. And our service begins On the bottom of page 14. 14. Letter E. The first words are Yismachu Hashamayim. Let the heavens be glad. And they are. So when they cry, are they glad? Are they tears of joy when this happens? Let's see. Yismachu Hashamayim. Yismachu Hashamayim. Yismachu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yeram Hayam. Yeram Hayam. Yeram Hayam. Yeram Hayam. Yeram Hayam. Yeram Hayam. Oshia and Amecha. Maray and Nafatecha. Moray, 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 Venase, Mad Ha'olam. Oshia and Amecha. Ubaray and Nafatecha. Moray, 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 Venase, Moray, Venase, Mad Ha'olam. Mizmor, Shir, Shir Yom HaShabbat. 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 Eretz Balayon Yizket, 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 Eretz Balayon Yizket. Mikolot Mayim, Mayim Yavim Adim, Mishureyam, Adir Bamarom Adonai. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Malachutecha, Malchut Olamim, Malchutecha, Bechol Edar Vador, Malachutecha, Malchut Olamim, Malchutecha, Bechol Edar Vador, Malchutecha, Malchut Olamim, Malchutecha, Bechol Edar Vador, Malchutecha, Malchut Olamim. ואנחנו נברך לה ואתה ביד עולם ואתה ביד עולם הללויה הללויה Hallelujah, Hallelujah, till Tzalei Kol Anshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol Anshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Please rise. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach. Please be seated. And we are on page 16. El Adonai kol hamaasim barach v'chol neshama tzuva olam na'at v'emunah soverim Hanika emachayot kodesh v'nedar v'chavod ha'nekava v'chudum b'sholi v'chisot chesed v'rachamim v'chevod v'meorot shebara Eloheinu yitzhara v'da'at v'bina u'vashket Noah v'ura Natan Yod Muslim Mekarate Malay Ziv Mekim Nogan Nagel Zivam Bechola Olam Name Setam Nesasim Beloam Ahosim Bihei Maritzon Bonam Er Avod Nomim Lishto Yola Verina Shemesh Tayish V'Torah Adeivim Tzimra Havana Shema Nonim Lo Kol Shiva Maron Tiferet U'Gedula Shvachim V'Yofanim V'Chayim La 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Or Hagash Yatzion Tahir in Mishket Or Hagash Yatzion Tahir in Mishket Adonai Yosef Hameorot Avaraba Ahatanu Adonai Eloheinu Chemula Gedola V'Tera Hamata Aleinu Avinu Malkeinu Ba'avur Avoteinu Shebatru B'cha Avinu Malkeinu Atu Kechaim Kechaneinu Latenu Avinu Ha'avarachaman Avrachim Rachim Aleinu Livenu Lehavim Lehavinu Askil Lishmo Alemo Lelamed Lishmor Velasod Kol Kaim Et Kol Divrei Talmud Torah Techa B'Yava We gather our seat together. Avinu l'shalom yirbakim for ta'aras v'tolichenu komi li'arsenu ki'el po'el yeshuot ata uvana b'charta mikolam v'lashon nekervtanu l'shimcha hagedol sal v'emet l'hodot lecha u'le'achetcha b'yahava baruch ata Adonai abocher b'yamo Yisrael b'ahava Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol yadecha v'ha'yu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom ha'yolecha V'shinatam levanecha v'gilortam v'shivtecha v'beitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'shartam le'ot talidecha le'hayu l'totafot v'einecha u'v'tamtam Page 18. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the children of Israel and bid them to make tzitzit in the corners of their garments throughout their generations, putting upon the tzitzit of each corner a thread of blue. When you look upon the tzitzit, you will be reminded of all the commandments of the Lord and obey them. You will not be led astray by the inclination of your heart or by the attraction of your eyes. Thus will you be reminded to fulfill all my commandments and be consecrated to your God. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord and your God. Azot, shivachu ahuvim, shivachu ahuvim. V'romemu, 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 v'natenu, v'natenu yedidim, V'natenu yedidim. Zemiru shirot v'tish brachot v'rachot v'hodaot lemelech chai v'kayam Ram Isa V'nora Mashvil Gehi Umagbiya Shefalim Motzi Asirim Vote Amadio Zeralim Yoneliam of Shabbat Melah Tehilo the El Elyon Baruch Mabarach Moshe V'nei Yisrael Anu Shira B'Simcha Rabav Yamru Chulam Mi Chamocha Oivrim Adonai Mi Chamocha Nedar B'Kodesh Norati Shira Chadasha Shibachu Gi'ulim L'Shimcha Tzvat Hayam Yachad Kulam Hoduvim Lichu V'Yamaru So before we offer our own private prayers of gratitude and thankfulness, we're going to share publicly what we're thankful for. I want to remind you that this 30 years ago this week was the Northridge earthquake. And you'll remember that the Northridge earthquake, after word got out about it, people from Jews, especially from all over the country, as well as the world perhaps, they began to send to congregations that were in Northridge a lot of concern, expressions of concern, donations as well. And so the Northridge congregations, such as Ahavat Shalom and Temple Ramat Zion, they were able to get a lot of publicity, increase their membership, and all of that. What was interesting is that a couple of days after the Northridge earthquake, they actually discovered that the epicenter was in Reseda. It should have been the Reseda earthquake. And if it was,
Doesn't sound so sexy.
and if it, well, yeah, but if it was a Reseda earthquake, the ramifications of that, we may still be having services in Reseda with all the money that would have flown in and the change in our. But so, what are we thankful for that the Reseda earthquake was in Northridge, and we are here today. So let us share. Let me start with those online here, so I don't forget you. Anybody online would like to show what you are thankful for? Go and wave at the camera, and I will call on you. Okay, in the congregation, who would like to share? What are you thankful for? So Nancy and Lonnie.
Well, we're thankful to be home safe and sound.
So tell everybody where you were.
We spent 32 days in the South Pacific and then 34 days going down South America into Antarctica, which was an amazing experience. And then back up to Buenos Aires before flying home. So I'm thankful to be home, but I'm also very thankful that my partner here will be celebrating a very special day tomorrow. He will reach that milestone of 80. Oh. And he's still going.
As long as he keeps having a face unlined by age, he will continue to be on his heart and face. Thank you. Who else would like to share what you are thankful for? Claire.
I'm short, and I want to be able to wish everybody what I have. And today is actually my 92nd birthday, and I'm very, very lucky. And I wish all of you to be equally fortunate. And I spent last evening with part of the family, and last week with another part of the family that came to town. So it was really enjoyable. So my wishes are to all you. What's the word I was going to say? Say what happened. All you young. Anyway, all you young kids.
I think whippersnappers was the word you wanted. We've got to wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Claire. Happy birthday to you.
I don't usually sing in English. Who else would like to share what you were thankful for, Sheila?
I'm even shorter than you, Claire. I think I'm going to sit. I am very thankful that I have two of my favorite people with me, my daughter Lisa and Jerry's granddaughter Samantha. And so we've been spending the weekend. We had bought dinner last night, and it's been lovely.
That's nice. Good to have you, Lisa and Samantha. Who else would like to share what you were thankful for, Lisa?
My mother.
We're all thankful for your mother. Thank you. Who else would like to share what you were thankful for? Phyllis.
Our granddaughter Sarah and her son George have come to visit us from Australia, and they've been with us for a week. They're going back on Monday, but she's just a delightful person, and it's nice to see George at 6.5. And we've had a good time with them.
Nice, thank you. Who else would like to share what you were thankful for? Davida.
I am thankful that everybody here in the temple freaked me out about getting my license. And so I procrastinated till I was a month late. But I went and I did it, and I was doing the thing. And then it says, congratulations, you passed. I go, I passed? I passed? So I don't have my real license yet, but I got my temporary. So this time I'm not driving illegally in the temple. So, because you guys all said you're driving.
They left the sidewalk.
So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful that my sister is there and watching me, and that Sybil and I spent a beautiful weekend last weekend in Desert Hot Springs, and it was a lovely thing. The hotel was nice, but the restaurant was so delicious, and the prices were from the 50s.
Oh my God.
I mean, not that we said we shouldn't tell them, but it was sugar. 5 of us, we ate for $47.
Oh my God.
I mean, that you go to IHOP and it's more than that. So anyway, I'm just delightful. I'm just delightful for many things. I'm delightful that so many people showed up.
Yes, thank you.
And that Jeff is here. That's nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Yes.
Judy has something, I believe.
Judy, yes, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I just want to say I'm thankful that my friend Beth was able to get the surgery she needed, and she's doing well.
That's nice. Good to hear. Thank you. Who else would like to share what you're thankful for? Samantha.
I'm thankful for family, friends, and good health. My husband and I are very fortunate to be able to travel and do lots of things, and I'm grateful to have my grandfather and have Sheila. My mom passed 2 years ago, and it's just great to have family.
Thank you, Samantha.
And she's here from Toronto.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the weather like in Toronto right now?
Very cold right now. I don't know how to convert it back to freedom units. I've been in Canada since 2016, but I believe it's about -9 Celsius right now. So I think that's probably
Stay here for a while.
Is that
to stay there.
I'm hoping to take some warm weather back with me.
Thank you. Who else would like to share what you were thankful for? Stan Schroeder, please share.
Thank you, and thank you all. And, I appreciate this opportunity that I have every Shabbat service that we have to share some of my thoughts, some of what's going on here and in Israel, and something about the Torah portion from time to time. Phyllis and I've recommended before the Zoom. It's not a Zoom, but it's a recording of Rabbi Ed Feinstein and Bart Gilman discussing the Torah portion, which we heard a little bit earlier, telling us how much it means for us to appreciate the various values that are displayed and talked about, and not only as they were, we were there when we left Egypt, but how it affects our life and the other things around. But what I wanted to talk about today, how many of you play chess or have played chess? Okay. A 9-year-old Israeli child is set to compete in the Israeli Chess Championship in Acre facing opponents 4 times his age, as revealed in a press release on Tuesday. The life story of Israel Cohen, a third-grade student, could be the script for a blockbuster movie directed by Steven Spielberg. Born in Israel to a Filipino mother and Israeli father, he later lived abroad and recently returned to Israel, setting the stage for an incredible achievement, becoming the youngest chess champion in Israel. Israel's talent, extraordinary memory, and sharp mind enabled him to recall dozens of moves backwards and calculate dozens of moves forward. And starting this coming Sunday in Aker, it's going to be anticipated he's going to be competing in the Israel Senior Championship, competing against opponents not only twice his age, but even 4 or 5 times his age. Amazing. So there's a lot more about it, and it tells about what's happening with him and his father, who was a chess player. And actually, he started playing because there was nothing else to do during the lockdowns and times that they had to be together. And the son, by then only 4 or 5, actually. Amazing. I'll read the end of it. It says, moreover, Israel belongs to a family of chess players in the same club, Maccabi Kiryat Yam Belek, albeit in different leagues. Avi plays in the National League, Israel in the League B, and Rose in League C, so they have chess there for everyone. The opening event of the Israel Chess Championship is scheduled for January 21st in Aker, continuing until January 29th, with the Israel Chess Champions to be announced during the festive closing ceremony. Throughout the championship, chess events will be held in various institutions in the city of Aker to involve the local community and extended community. I like to do comparisons of, this particular chess player and another Jewish chess player that many of us know. How many remember the infamous? What's his name?
Bobby Fischer.
Bobby Fischer. Born to a Jewish mother and had probably one of the more traumatic lives and distinguished in the wrong way lives of anyone around. And he ended up living in Iceland. And the irony, as far as Judaism is concerned, he was always an anti-Semite, really an anti-Israel, not a example for us to follow. But there was one chess championship that he was in, and at that time he was part of interested in a let's say religion that celebrated the Sabbath on Saturday. It was a universalist type of thing, but anyway, so he took the Saturday off, and here we are. We can take Saturday and appreciate the good and the bad. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan.
The other rest, we can look for the good or the bad of the rain. We may not appreciate it in our yard, but we certainly want it for our food. So.
Thank you, Stan. Let us all please rise now, and we're going to offer our own private prayers of thankfulness. So Yisrael, Kuma B'Ezrat Yisrael, Ufedei Chinumeha, Yehuda B'Yisrael, Go Aleinu Adonai Tzvahot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Yisrael. We turn away from the prayers in the prayer book to the meditations of our hearts as we think of that which we have to be thankful for. Shalom Tova Uvracha Chen V'Chesed Chesed Yerachamim Aleinu V'Yakol Aleinu V'Yakol Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael Amecha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Chen V'Chesed Yerachamim Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Chen V'Chesed Yerachamim Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael Amecha Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael Amecha Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha Ein V'Chesed Rachamim Oseh Shalom 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 B'Romavu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Oseh Shalom 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 B'Romavu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael Ve'Yeru Amen. Please be seated. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah. Yomani Rachiru Tevim Mechmachadeh B'chai Yechon V'Yomeichon V'chai L'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala V'Zman Kariv Yimaru Shmei Rabbam Vorach V'Olam Le'om Le'omaya Yitvarach Yitbarach V'Yishtabach Yitpoar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh V'Yitadar V'Yitalev V'Lal Shemei Dekudesha V'Yichu Leila Min Kol B'Chatav V'Shorata Tus B'Chatav Nechmata Da'amiram V'Alma V'Yimaru Amen Tikabel Tzler Hon V'Adahon D'Chol Yisrael Adam Avon V'Shmai V'Yimaru Amen Yeshlam Rabba Mitzamai V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimaru Amen Oseh Shalom B'Mromav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimaru Amen. We're going to hand out some honors. Who would like the honor of carrying the Torah through the congregation? In honor of Melani's birthday. Okay, and we'll get you in 2 weeks. Who would like the honor of Hagba, picking up the Torah? Lou. Who would like the honor of Galila? Paula. Very good. So we continue our service on the middle of page 19. Ein kamocha ba'Elohim Adonai v'ein kema'asecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai melech le'olam va'ed Adonai Yivarech et amo v'shalom Avarachamim Tiva v'rtzoncha et Zion Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim Kivecha levatavnu Melech Adonai Even so Aaron Vayomer Moshe Koma Adonai V'yafutzu oivecha V'yanusu misanecha Mipanecha Mitzyon Tetzei Torah Mitzyon Tetzei Torah U'lemar Adonai Yerushalayim Baruch Shenatan Torah Baruch Hashanatan Torah Li'amo Yisrael B'Kedushato Be'anarachet Be'lish Be'Kadisha Kadisha Yakira Anamar Tushmechan Be'anarachet Be'anarachet Be'lish Be'Kadisha Kadisha Yakira Anamar Tushmechan Be'era Bakadama Betitani B'Oraita Betasi B'Shalim B'Levi B'Levi B'Cholama Yisrael B'Tav B'Lechayim B'Lishlam
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Adonai Roma Shemo Yachda.
Lecha Adonai Hagedula v'Hagevura v'Tiferet v'Hanesach v'Hahod Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'hamiknaseh l'kol ha'resh Metzion Tetzei Torah Metzion Tetzei Torah Metzion 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 Tetzei Torah Metzion Tetzei Torah Metzion Tetzei Torah
That's not where it is. I checked this morning. I know where it is.
Right where you left it.
It's always the last place.
This is Alani's bar mitzvah portion. That's why, but he may be looking for his maftir portion.
I did. I read the Torah from my house.
Well, when we get to it, I wonder if it was Vayomer Adonai Hashem. It's up here. Yeah, they right. No, they're Shemot. Okay,
So the Torah portion is Bo. We continue with the plagues, and then eventually we have the redemption of the Israelite people. So we're going to have an opportunity to have a communal aliyah.
There it is. Okay.
So everybody, please point with your pinky. If you're not wearing a talit, your talit. If you are, right here, and kiss. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach, Baruch Adonai Hamvarach, Be'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol amin, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai Noten haTorah.
Vayomer Adonai Moshe bo el paro ki ani. That's not it either. Wait a minute. It is. Okay. All right. Vayomer Adonai Moshe bo el paro ki ani. הכפרתי את ליבו ואת לב עבדיו למען שיתי אותותי אלה בקרבו ומעיין תספר באזני בנך ובין בנך את אשר התעללתי במצרים ואת אותותי אשר שמתי בם וידעתם כי אני אדוני. ויבוא משה ואהרון אל פרעה ויאמרו אליו כה אמר אדוני אלוהי העברים עד מתי רענתו לענות מפני שלח עמי ויעבדוני.
Point again right here. Yes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai Noten haTorah. Yes, God. Please be seated. Have you ever been in a place of total darkness? Yeah. I remember growing up and finding that it was a terrifying experience to be in a room of total darkness. And so my parents knew that whenever they said goodnight to me and then left the room, they always had to leave the door open a little crack so that a little bit of light would come in. And I needed that light. And apparently my kids and grandkids need the light too, because when they grew up or when they came to visit, we would always have a nightlight for them, or we would have the door cracked open a little bit. And even now in our bedroom, we have some kind of light that is always there, whether it's a clock radio that always illuminates the time, or whether it's the light that comes from my electric blanket that is always comforting to look over and see, or there's some residual light that's coming from somewhere. But I find that a completely dark room is just spooky. I remember every now and then we might have a blackout, and we would have, in the middle of the night, all the electricity would get shut off, and I'd open my eyes, and I didn't know if my eyes were still closed or not. It really is terrifying to be in a completely black room. And it was interesting that I read of a group of U.S. wires and the rabbi who brought them to Carlsbad caves and the caverns, and they took an elevator, and apparently they go down into the bowels of the earth to this huge cavernous room, and they go out there, and then there's a point where the guide is going to shut the electricity off so that they can see what it's like to be in this cavern when it was totally dark. And that's exactly what happened. And the leader, the rabbi, wrote about what that experience was like. He said, there were neither rays nor specks of light. It was eerie, frightening. I knew my hand could be no more than several inches from my face, but I could not see my hands at all. We felt completely helpless. It was terrifying. And then a few seconds later, the lights came back on again. Well, actually, what happened was that even before the lights came on, there was one young man, this must have been a few years ago, because of what happened. He said, look, and everybody turned to this one kid, and he held up his hand like that. He had a luminous dial on his watch. Now we just push a button and then we have little flashlights coming out of our iWatches, right? But in those days you had the luminous dial, and everybody's eyes gravitated to that light, because that's how disorienting that complete darkness was. And I mention this to you because that's what our Torah portion mentions this Shabbat. We have the story of Passover, comes now, even though we're going to read it again in a couple of months, because this is the normal cycle of the reading of the Torah. Remember, the difference between a book and a scroll is that a scroll, you've got to go section by section. You can't skip around. Whereas a book, you can open it up anywhere you want. And so the tradition has always been that you start at the beginning of the scroll and you just keep on reading until you get to the end. If you ever need to read a section that is outside of the normal rolling of the Torah, you brought another Torah out. That's why there are always so many Torahs in an ark, so that you don't have to worry about continuously winding the Torah. But this is the way in which that blackness, that darkness, the ninth plague is mentioned in the Torah, a plague that lasted for 3 days. And this is the way it's mentioned. Then the Lord said to Moses, hold out your arm toward the sky, that there may be darkness upon the land of Egypt, a darkness that can be touched. Moses held out his arm toward the sky, and thick darkness descended upon all the land of Egypt for 3 days. People could not see one another. And for 3 days, no one could get up from where he was, but all the Israelites had light in their dwelling. So during the plague of darkness, the average Egyptian could do nothing to end the plague of darkness. And yet, what is very interesting about this plague, apart from all of the other plagues, is that with all of the other plagues, the Egyptians could do absolutely nothing about hail and brimstone and bloody water and everything else. The one plague they could have done something about was darkness. All they had to do was light a match. But apparently the rabbis say it wasn't that kind of darkness. It wouldn't have helped. Because this was a darkness that in fact was more closer to a deep depression, a melancholy. Melancholy comes from the Greek root, which means dark mood. The rabbis say that maybe this was a spiritual or a psychological darkness that people suffered from. And when you suffer from depression, as they suffered from this darkness, you find that there's just a lack of energy. There's a lack of wanting to go and do anything. And this idea of this lack of concern for anybody, to the point that they didn't move from where they were, just as the rabbi who was in Carlsbad Canyon said, when the blackout occurred, nobody moved, because you don't know where you're going and what you're doing, and you just stay where you are. And similarly, in Egypt, with the darkness, nobody moved. And nobody came to aid of anybody else, any of their neighbors. Not only could they not see each other, they didn't want to do anything to help each other. That was how deep the depression was, how deep the melancholy was. And I can imagine that people who suffer abuse in their own homes end up in this depression and this melancholy that creates a darkness from which they just can't see any light. And sometimes any relationship that they have cannot help to free them from the relationships that are causing this depression. And I can imagine that the people that we are helping today through Linen Shabbat, some of them were able actually to free themselves from that blackness that they had been living with. And they were able to emerge from it because there were other people who reached out and convinced them that that was the situation that they had to leave, that they had to free themselves from that relationship. And that's important because, as the Torah portion tells us, The Egyptians just could not see each other and did not help each other. But we Jews are people of light. Remember what the root of the word Torah is. It's or. It's light. And so when we see people in need, people in that blackness, in that darkness, in that depression, in that melancholy, we reach out with our light to try to bring them to the light, away from that darkness. So the Linen Shabbat is our attempt to be able to take those people who freed themselves and to try to bring a little light to their lives as well. And people like Fran Kabonik of blessed memory, and now Becky Finley and the rest of the members of our Social Action Committee, they continue the work of those who have been the light of our congregation over the years. Barbara to begin with, and then Fran, and now Becky, and all of the people who make sure that we continue to be an Or Lagoyim, a light unto the nations. And at the very least, with our linen and with our outreach, we attempt to bring some light into other people's lives. May we continue to lighten the lives of those around us as well as our own life, to enable people to see beyond the darkness, to help to light that match that helps us remind ourselves that that's who we are, an Or La Goyim, a light unto the nations. Kitty Glass is here with us online, and Kitty Glass has been for many, many years able to share with us our opportunity to be able to enrich the lives and brighten the lives of others. And so Kitty is just going to have an opportunity to share a thought or two. And so, Kitty, I thank you very much for being here. I'm going to highlight you so that everybody will be able to see you. Kitty, we can all see you now.
Thank you, Rabbi, and good Shabbos to everybody, and Happy New Year since I've seen you all. We hope that this year will bring all of us good health, happiness, and certainly peace. That I pray for that every day as I'm wearing this tag. But the Rabbi was right on about the support that you all have given Jewish Family Service Hope, which is the domestic violence program, as most of you know. And I've been with the program for 28 years, and your synagogue has been has made a tremendous impact on countless lives. I know, and I said to Sam and to Jeffrey Kabalnik before the service started, that I know Fran is smiling down. Maybe she even made it rain today, I don't know. But she is definitely smiling, because this program was such she had such a passion for the work that we do, and made such a commitment that she would do anything and everything that she could to make sure that things got done, even if she had to do them from a distance. So whether it was Target gift cards for Mother's Day, for the holidays, and certainly this annual Linen Shabbat, which I can't tell you how much we appreciate this. In fact, when I was notified of the service, of the date of the service, unfortunately, I can't be with you because I had people in town. But when I was notified of the service, I had just received, timing is everything. I had just prior to that received a phone call from one of our shelter managers saying, please, Kitty, see what you can do. We are so short of linens and towels and things like that. And I said I would do the best I could, because I wasn't even sure that there would be a Linen Shabbat this year. And then 5 minutes later, I get the call that this is in fact going to happen today. So not only the timing, but I think this is an incredible honor and in memory of Fran, because this was so meant so much to her. Just to give you a quick update on what we've done this year, We continue our work. We saw about 550 new clients this year, which is serving a great need both in our counseling centers and our shelters. And we continue with 10 support groups in English and in Spanish every week. And we have a group for frum women. In fact, I have one of the clients is going to speak at a 40-hour training I'm facilitating. She wants to tell her story. And I think it's so courageous that these survivors want to give back to us like you're giving to us in gratitude and appreciation for the support they got when they were in their abusive relationship. So there are really not enough words, adequate words, to express our deep appreciation for everything that Shir Ami has done for us. You have been this synagogue has been an incredible advocate for our work, and we are so humbled by your thoughtfulness and your willingness to commit to doing this every year. Like I said, whether it's a Target gift card that can change a person's life and give joy to one of our clients. It may not seem like a lot, like a $10 gift card may not seem like a lot, but for somebody who has nothing, for somebody who is fleeing and somebody who is not in their home and forced to go in a different environment, it's everything. It's the opportunity to take control and decide how they're going to want to spend their gift card, what they're going to buy, what they can do for themselves. So every little bit is so consequential. And we thank you. And I think this is the greatest gift we can honor Fran Kabolnik with in her memory, is to continue this if you're able. And I know that our program isn't going anywhere. We continue to serve more and more folks each year, and we're all for free, and we're grateful we have the opportunity to do that, but it wouldn't be unless we have the support of the community, and you've been such an integral part of that. So my gratitude is boundless, and on behalf of the whole staff at JFS Hope, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And may you enjoy a good year with good health and happiness. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Kitty. That was lovely. I'm going to take the spotlight off you now so that we don't watch you for the rest of the
No,
service.
I think that would be a good idea.
So let me.
Because I'm seeing myself too.
Oh, well, that must be
Very
disorganized.
large. That's better. Thank you.
We're going to do a Mishnah Berurah now, so we'll be prepared to mention names of people who are not well, and also make a point if you can't, or let them know that you are mentioning their name. That will bring light into their lives as well. Mishnah Berurah Chavotenu v'Hamim Yitzchak Yaakov Yimotenu Sarah Karachavlehu Yivarach Cholim. May he who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal these who are sick. Raise your hand, Lisa.
Elise Pistol and Barbara Sands. Paula D. Wiley, Chuck Richmond.
Charlie Natalie, Lucian Shanice, Jesse here, Talia Hine, Gloria Hine, Wendy Stayer, Steve, Carol Madrigal.
Barbara.
Noah and Byron, Jose, Nancy.
Thank you. Nancy.
Bernie Halpern, Neil Epstein, Marion Sandy Hyman, and Bill Harris.
Mention Steve Schuster.
Sequoia Schroeder. Billy Schroeder and Jerry Gordon.
Bill List.
and Sheila Hart, Jerry Gort, and Sequoia Short.
Megan Ross, Pete Harrop, Elliot Eckerfield, Sam Kabolnik, John Stolniker, Diana Stolniker, Jenny Finley, Sheila Hart, Stephanie Ross, Jerry Ross, Phyllis Schroeder, and Jerry.
Thank you.
Nadav Sela, Pearl Bhakti Huda, Jane Epson, Nancy Arkin, Fran Winters, Barbara Garibald, Maureen Krantz, Bonnie Ritter, Barbara Linda Sharp, Jordy Epstein, Linda Worman, and Mina Fisher.
Thank you. Online, raise your hand, wave at the camera. Judy?
Phyllis and Sheila and Rachel Isikowitz and Beth Brown.
Thank you. Ray?
Phyllis, Hillary Robe, Phil Cooper, and Donna Krupp, Jeanette Wazana, Suzanne Mattioy.
Thank you. Any other names online? Any other names we neglected here? Davida?
Jeff Roberts.
Thank you. Other names? HaKodesh Baruch Hu Yislachem B'mheira, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, V'toch Shachlei Shul V'nomar Amen. May the merciful restore these people to full health and to full vigor, along with all others who are stricken with illness. And let us say, Amen. Let's say a prayer for the United States of America. Harachamani Yivarach and our Tzot Aleha. May God bless the United States of America and protect her. And before we have a prayer for the state of Israel, we could have used the vignette, the episode that you shared about the chess champion. But Stan also gave me something else, and I'm going to hold off until the next service because I came across something yesterday that was just fascinating. This is from a study that was co-authored by Noam Sobel of the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel. And this is, I'm just going to read it for you. It's titled, How Tears Melt Your Heart. Tears seem to carry a substance that makes men less aggressive, reports The Guardian out of the UK. In a new study, researchers showed sad movies to 6 women and collected their tears. Male volunteers then smelled the tears by having swabs soaked with the droplets fixed to their upper lips while they played a computer game typically used in psychology to measure aggression. Compared with a control group that sniffed saline, the men who smelled the tears were 44% less aggressive in the game. Additional tests conducted with a brain scanner revealed that the tear sniffers also had reduced activity in the parts of the brain associated with aggression and more connectivity between those areas and the regions that deal with smell. Noam Sobel from the Weizmann Institute said, the reduction in aggression was impressive to us. It seems real. The article goes on to say, whatever is in tears actually lowers aggression. The researchers postulate that humans may have evolved tears to carry a chemical that lowers aggression in order to protect crying babies from harm. Isn't that amazing? We are going to return the Torah to the Ark, and so I'm going to ask for the Hagba and Galila. Please come forward. You can grab that chair and put it over here. Everybody else, please rise as we are going to return the Torah. But first, let's sing a song for the state of Israel. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are also, we're well beyond 100 days of the hostages having to live in the darkness, the true darkness, where they are ensconced in that terrible, terrible war that is finding them to be living who knows what kind of life of desperation. And we pray for something to get resolved so that they can come back to the light. So let's join together. Adi Shabashamayim Sur Israel V'Goalo Baret Medinat Israel Reshit Mikat Geulateinu Mizot HaTorah Asher Samoshe Rifnei Bnei Yisrael V'Adonai V'Yad Moshe
Yisrael,
Yisrael, Ve'oraita
Haru, Yisrael, Yisrael,
Ve'oraita Hadu,
Torah, Torah, Hallelujah. Torah, Torah, Hallelujah. Torah, Torah, Hallelujah. Torah, Torah, Hallelujah. Ni lama chazikim ba v'tomcheha mishka deracheha darkei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom Ashirenu Benashu Kadesh Kadesh Yameinu Kadesh Yameinu Remain standing for Musaf, page 21. Yitkadal, Yitkadal Shemei Rabab, Yilmadi Rachi Rute, V'michmachute, V'chayechon V'yomechon, V'chayedecho Beit Yisrael, B'agala, U'bizman Kari, V'yimeru Amen, Yesh Me'Rabban Me'Vorah, Le'olam le'olam haya Yitvarach v'ishtabach v'yishbar v'tumam v'yaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'gudusha v'chata v'shirata t'lu shechata v'nechemata ta'amiran v'yama v'yimeru amen. Page 22, we take 3 small steps back and then 3 steps forward. Put our heels together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Eloheinu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Elohei Gadol V'Gibor El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Bnei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot U'Mini Koher Livneihem L'man Shemo V'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai B'chayei Metim Atah Ram Mashiach V'chakel Chayim B'chesed V'chayei Metim B'rachamim Rabim
So men hopefully
Cholim U'matir Asrim U'mekayim V'shenei Afar Michal Ochal Giburot U'mido Melach Me'imitu Mechayei U'matzmiach Yeshua Ne'emanat L'chayot Metim Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaMetim Na'aritzcha V'na'kedishcha T'sosiach Kodesh HaMakadishim Shimcha BaKodesh V'Hakartu V'Yariviyecha V'Karazel V'Yamar Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzvaot Kvodo Malei Malim V'Shartam Shoalim Sholim Zelazeh Aye Mekom Kvodo Aye Mekom Kvodo Li'olam Baruch Yomeru Baruch Adonai Bimkomo, Bimkomo Yishen, Yishen Derachamim, B'Chachonam Hamyachadim Shemo, Erev Yom Tamid, Pamayim Yavah Shemo, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Oh, Eloheinu, oh, Avinu, oh, Malkeinu, oh, Avinu, oh, Malkeinu, oh, Mosheinu, oh, Yashmeinu, Rachamav, Sheni, Kochai, oh, Yashmeinu, Rachamav, Sheni, Kochai. Lachem Elohim, Divrei Chatzcha Katuv Lemor, Yibloch Adonai Leolam, Elohai Etzion, Hallelujah. L'dor v'ador nagid lecha lenetzach nesachim kadishatcha nakdish, v'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu leyamush leolam va'ed, Yel melech gadol v'kadosh ata baruch ata Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. We're on page 23. Yismechu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat, Oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat, Oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shavi Shabbat. Kulam nisbeu vidangu mituvecha Shabbat Yismechu b'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat Oneg Shabbat Yismechu b'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat Oneg Shabbat Vashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashta ho Shabbat Chemdat yamim oto karata Zecher l'maseh v'reishi. And before we turn our concluding prayers, we're going to have Jordan and Crystal come and share some announcements.
Shalom. There will be no Tish this Thursday.
There will be.
There will be?
Yeah, every Thursday.
There is no Tish on the calendar that's in the Shir notes. But there will be a Tish.
For the next 9 weeks.
For the next 9 weeks. Good. So it's also Tu B'Shvat, so if you get a chance, go out and hug a tree.
Yeah.
On Saturday, January 27th at 10:30 will be our Shabbat Torah study session at the Schroeder's. On Thursday, February 1st at 7:30 p.m., at the second week of Around the Rabbi's Tish via Zoom. Friday is Groundhog's Day. That's the February 2nd. And by tradition, if Rabbi sees his shadow, we will have 5 more months of Shabbat services. But if Rabbi does not see his shadow, we will go by our calendar, which has 4 months of Shabbat services. Our next Shabbat service will be on Saturday, February 3rd at 10:30 a.m. Looking in the horizon, beyond the blue horizon, but in this case, the green horizon, March 17th, we will be having a breakfast with the rabbi, or brunch. It's like breakfast, but it's just a little later. So save the date.
What time?
I don't know. What time are we doing it?
11.
Yeah, 11. 11's good. What time do you want?
All day.
All day? All day.
11.
Okay, all day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the rabbi. At the four spaces.
Piece of cake.
Yes, have a nice piece. No, it's for after. Does anybody have anything to add to take up more time? Yes, Becky.
February the 9th will be the next committee meeting.
I'm sorry?
February the 9th will be our next committee meeting for
Social action.
Yes, thank you, my brain.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to come, it's 11 o'clock
Wylands.
On Victory.
And
Stan.
there will be flyers and some share notes out for after the service. If those that want to know what's going on.
Okay.
If you didn't tell them.
And what is the price of those flyers and share notes? Free. Free. It's like the story of God going to the Hittites and saying, "I'd like to give you a commandment." It says, "What's the commandment?" It says, "Thou shalt not covet." And the Hittites say, "Don't want to do that." Goes to Pharaoh, says, "I got a commandment for you. What is it?" "Thou shalt not kill." "Well, I love killing. I don't want that one." Goes to Moses. "I got a commandment for you. How much is it?" "They're free." "I'll take 10. Shabbat shalom. Oh.
So are we. So are we.
I'll look different, but.
Thank you, Jordan. Let's join together. Ein Keloheinu, page 24. Ein Keloheinu, 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 Please rise. Nemar v'haya Adonai v'mecha kol haaretz hayom hahu v'yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Please be seated. However, if you are in mourning or observing yahrzeit, remain standing as we observe these yahrzeits of the coming week. 2 weeks, Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Marjorie Ain, Robert Geffen, Fifine Henderson, Annette Hyman, Miriam Otis Sigadel, Paul A. Krupp, Anne Helen Sitzer, Manja Kramer, Frank Miller, Lori Orens, Bel Shackman, Clara Schneer, Allegra Chaim, Hildegard Geller, Florence Kirschbaum, Herbert Leverant, Leonard Meschel, Olga Alperstein, Sarah Goldberg, Rose Suckman, Shirley Tarnow, Mickey Levine, Farida B. Morales, and Ruth Tapper. Are there names that I have neglected? Raise your hand. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 25. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. V'yalmad yibrach irutei v'yamlich machutei. V'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael. V'agala u'vizman kari v'yimeru. Amen. Yehei shmei Barach li'olam la'olei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitfa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudashah v'lichu la'elam min kol v'chatav v'shivatav tush v'chatav v'nechamatav da'amiran v'alma v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi Shama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Yaseh shalom b'ramah hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. Please be seated. And we conclude our service with Adon Olam, page 26. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, V'terem Kol, Yitzin Imran, Yev Nazar, Kol, Azai Melech, Shimon Yirah. V'yacharei Kibon Avot Le'ladon
Very good to see you.
Okay. All right, Kitty, thank you for sharing. It was very important that we heard what you had to say.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Take
Very
care, everybody.
Kitty, you made it. I didn't think you would be
Shalom.
able to. Kitty, I didn't think you were able to because when I talked to you, the last time I talked to you, you weren't sure you could come today.
No, we have people in town.
Oh,
When I heard that it could be on Zoom, I thought, okay, I
okay.
wouldn't have been able to make it.
So next Friday, I'm going to drop off the stuff and I'll
At
be there at 10 in the morning. Yeah.
10 in the morning, they've
10 in
got,
the morning.
yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Bye
Shabbat
bye,
Thank
shalom.
you
everybody.
all.
Shabbat shalom.
Everybody.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Bye.